Hello everyone, my name is Crystal Bushman and today I will be discussing program evaluation with you all. The major things I will be covering today are the introduction and history of program evaluation, as well as the major features, areas of strength, and how program evaluation has been used in education. So what is program evaluation? Well, as stated by Sage Publications, evaluation is a method commonly used to determine the worth or value of something. Therefore, when evaluating and assessing a program, stakeholders and people belonging to such an organization want to ensure that the program's intended purpose is accomplished. When it comes to research, researchers often use program evaluation to continuously assess the process, procedures, and outcomes of the object in question. So what is the history of program evaluation? Well, it is difficult to say when program evaluation first came about, as people have been using evaluation by itself for an extended period of time. However, it is difficult to know when people started to use a set of techniques or procedures to evaluate a program or object. As stated by Hogan, evaluation itself is an old practice as it has been used for an extended period of time. However, it is also a young discipline when it comes to program evaluation as a whole. When it comes to the formal use of evaluation, the first time that evaluation was used formally and documented was in 1792 by William Farish. Farish is credited with creating the first system of grades while he was a professor at Cambridge University in Great Britain. So why this method? Farish used what is known as a quantitative mark to evaluate students' performance in his class. By utilizing the quantitative mark, Farish could rank his students upon averaging student scores in his class. Interestingly enough, this all came to fruition because in Great Britain during this time, education reform was a topic of great importance that was being impacted by evaluation. This meant that professors at the time had their salaries determined based on students' academic performance. So, what are some of the major features? Well, to start off, program evaluation today is used in many fields of research. For example, in the public health sector, program evaluation has a framework in which it is organized systematically to improve procedures related to ethics and accuracy. Having a framework for program evaluation helps researchers and professionals adhere to steps and standards to understand and improve the program in a way that will benefit those it serves. The way in which program evaluations are used in public health translates to how it is used and can be used in various fields. For example, in public health, a significant emphasis is placed on continuous evaluation strategies that include stakeholders, not just those meant to evaluate the program. So what are some of the major features of research? Well, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the significant features of program evaluation include engaging stakeholders, describing the program, focusing on the evaluation design, gathering credible evidence, justifying conclusions, and ensuring and sharing lessons learned. When it comes to engaging stakeholders, similar to how the public healthcare system works, it is vital to involve partnerships and value stakeholder input. It is essential that stakeholders are engaged in the process and that their perspectives are discussed and addressed. If stakeholders are not engaged in the process, evaluations may not be thorough in that objectives and outcomes may not be addressed. When it comes to describing the program, similar to a school's mission statement, program descriptions outline or address the program's objectives being evaluated. Descriptions must be detailed so that anyone reading them can understand. Descriptions must also discuss how the program will fit and benefit the community. Some important things to include in a program's description are needs, effects, activities, resources, stage of development, context, and logical model. When it comes to focusing on the evaluation, When designing how a program is evaluated, it is essential that the focus is to address significant concerns that the stakeholders have while also utilizing resources efficiently. When focusing on evaluation, things to include are purpose, users, uses, questions, methods, and agreements. Next, we have gathering credible evidence. Evaluations should collect evidence showcasing a thorough, well-rounded image of the program. This will allow program users to find that it is a credible source. Having credible evidence will provide a strong evaluation. It is important to note that things that generally affect credibility in evaluations include indicators, sources, quality, quantity, and logistics. Next, we have justifying conclusions. Conclusions stemming from evaluations are justified when they are backed up with evidence that has been gathered and analyzed by stakeholders. When evidence is used to justify conclusions, one must consider standards, analysis, synthesis, interpretation, judgment, and recommendations. Lastly, we have ensure and share lessons learned. It is essential to ensure the collaboration of stakeholder input throughout the evaluation process, including involving them in sharing what has been learned from the process. In order to ensure the use of evaluation, one must include these 5 elements: design, preparation, feedback, follow-up, and dissemination. So when would this method be appropriate? Well, according to the Office of Energy Efficiency and Renewable Energy, an entire program and its activities should be evaluated over a period of time ranging from annually to every few years. Some of the strengths and benefits include: summarize the essential elements of program evaluation, has a framework for conducting effective program evaluations, clarifies steps in program evaluations, addresses misconceptions regarding the purpose and methods of program evaluation, and provides information to guide program improvement. So when would this method not be appropriate? Well, this method would not be appropriate in a short term, meaning that you perform a thorough evaluation daily. It would also not be appropriate if there was no data, meaning that no evidence has been collected to aid in the program evaluation. So what is an example of this method used in education? Well, it has been used to utilize staff perceptions to guide and shape future program planning. The study was conducted by Heather Sherwood in 2010, and it took place in a Georgia public school. It is known that school counselors go through a thoughtful evaluation of their counseling program to maximize student success and meet the needs of all students. The purpose of the study was to utilize staff surveys, interviews, and observations to evaluate their school counseling program. This helped them determine the strengths and weaknesses of the program in order to make improvements. Not only that, but program evaluations also help keep school counselors accountable. By holding school counselors accountable, they're able to utilize data to drive decisions and goals of the program and demonstrate effectiveness. Again, data also allows school counselors to determine how interventions have helped student performance and success. The findings showed that the staff had a basic understanding of the program's counseling goals, and most teachers also stated that the program has been able to meet the needs of the school and the students it serves. However, upon further research, the survey did show a need for more collaboration between teachers and school counselors. These are my references. Thank you again for listening, and I hope you have a great day.